Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Silent Saturday. And I pray that as you end your weekend, going into Sunday and getting ready to go and worship and be in the presence of the Lord God, that you have allowed yourself to have some self-care, some restoration, some renewing, some recharging this week. As you noticed on my post today on Facebook, that I did take a break yesterday and have some me time, some self-care. That is necessary and it is needed, because you can't keep pouring out to people and then emptying your cup and expecting something to be there when you have to pour into others or pour into yourself. You have to rejuvenate and restore and refill that cup on a regular basis. Today I want to talk about, how do you hear the voice of God when there's all this noise and chaos and dysfunction going on around you. You know, we live in a world that is busy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You know, I'm one of those that my voice, my head, you know, I hear my voice in my head. I hear my voice, my mind is racing 24 hours a day, even when I'm asleep. And so I have to get to that point where I can hear the voice of God, where I can hear him or her saying to me what it is that they need to say to me, and that I hear distinctly that what it is that they want me to do or what it is that they need from me at that moment. And I have to do that sometimes, even in the midst of chaos and confusion, in the midst of noise, in the midst of busyness. And so I ask, if you're spending time with God, if you're in his or her presence and you're listening to them, that still small voice that's whispering to you should be able to lead and guide your every step, lead and guide your thoughts, lead and guide your words. And it takes, you know, time, it takes intimacy, it takes relationship with God. You can't go into this thinking, oh, I can go to the Bible, I can listen to the, I can listen to the tapes, I can listen to the Bible studies, because now we have smartphones, and if you push play on, certain Bible apps, they'll read it to you. But what are you taking away from that? Because in the middle of busyness, in the middle of chaos, in the middle of, everything falling apart at work, and you're putting out fires, or everything's falling apart at home, or you're driving home in rush hour traffic and it's just chaotic, that voice is there. Are you hearing it and heeding what it is saying to you? Or are you letting the things of the world drown it out so that you don't hear what it is that God needs you to do in that moment? That moment that you get ready to yell and scream, or maybe flip off somebody in, traffic because they cut you off, or they're riding your butt, or they're talking about you, looking at you crazy as you're riding in the car. That still small voice will say, maybe give them a smile. Instead of responding the way that you want to, or just flipping them off or rolling down your window and yelling at them, maybe turn to them and say, give them a smile and wave and keep it going, because your action can change and shift and transform and transfer that love that you are having, that you are showing to them, and they can pass it on and it can be paid forward. But we've got to be willing to allow that voice to be the loud voice. I mean, it may be a still small voice, but it can be the loud voice that is speaking to us clearly and telling us what to do in that moment. So think about how you act and how you respond in the middle of chaos and busyness and dysfunction. And what voice are you hearing at that very moment? Are you drowning out the voice of God, or are you letting it be the beacon that keeps you anchored and in the place where you need to be? On this hashtag Silent Saturday, hashtag HoldOnImPutJesusOnThat, all issues, hashtag you've been released. Remember, in the midst of the busyness, there is that voice that can lead you and guide you in the right direction. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on tomorrow.